Hey everyone! Today I am making a birthday card and I'm using some Distress Oxide inks in Spun Sugar, Kitsch Flamingo, and Picked Raspberry. So I'm just going to get them all set up and get my little brushes or foam daubers ready. And I have sped this video up and doing the voiceover because we're working on some renovations in our house and the room right above me has power tools going on. So, well, it did while I was filming. So anyways, I am just ink blending some of this pink. I love ink blending and I find the Distress Oxide inks blend so nicely together. I was having a bit of a challenge with my Spun Sugar because it is not very juicy. You'll see the Picked Raspberry is very juicy. And the Kitsch Flamingo is pretty good, but that Spun Sugar, I think maybe I need to get a refill for it. But it still worked well enough. So I'm just trying to apply a little bit more ink on that lightest part there. And then I'm going to bring in a stencil that I picked up at Michael's. So I'm not sure what brand it is. Maybe it's Recollections. But anyways, I was just adding a few little spots here and there, not doing the whole thing, just a little bit here and there and kind of going with the colors of ink that are underneath. And then I have this die set by Tim Holtz and Sizzix. It's called Fresh Brewed. And obviously it's all coffee themed, and I'm bringing out all the pieces to make the Frappuccino. So I've got all the parts there. I went to my scrap bin and grabbed some colors to die cut out, and I thought brown looks nice with pink, so I thought I'd go with a brown colored Frappuccino. Probably a coffee flavored one, in all honesty. And then I forgot the straw, so I found that, and I die cut it in a few different colors, but I decided on a white straw. This card is going to be mailed out to a friend of mine, one of my pen pals in the UK. So her birthday is coming up pretty soon. And with the time it takes to mail, it's going to be late. So I'm actually doing a belated birthday card. So I'm just sticking all the pieces of this frap together. Then it's easier to glue on just in one piece onto the card itself. And then as I'm doing this, I'm kind of looking at the card base and thinking, I'm not super happy with how the stenciling turned out. Especially in the darker part, you can't really see a lot of the stenciling. So I'm bringing it back in and I'm just taking a baby wipe and I'm going to just blotch over some of those spots with the baby wipe and just remove some of the ink and give that a different look there. So you can actually see some of the stenciling. So I just did that in a few spots here and there until I was happy with the final outcome. So now I need to get out my stamps, and I have this stamp set by My Favorite Things called Cup of Love that has a stamp that says Oh Frap, and then the other stamp set is by Honeybee and it's the Belated Birthday. So above the Frappuccino I'm stamping Oh Frap, and then underneath I'm stamping I Missed Your Birthday. So I love using my Misty for lining things up nicely, and I have it there so if I need to double stamp, I can. This time I didn't need to, but I'm using my VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink and giving each stamp a quick little wipe off. And then I decided to flip it over and add something on the inside. So inside I'm stamping Happy Belated Birthday. So once I'm done with the stamping, I am going to bring back my Frappuccino and look at adhering it onto the front. But as I laid it on there, I thought it looks a little too plain. The stenciling just isn't standing out as much as I wanted it to. So I brought out some Winsor & Newton gold ink and I'm going to add some gold splatters on there instead. So I'm just taking some scraps of cardstock and just covering over the sentiments so that I don't get any gold on those. And I've got a really fine little paintbrush here that I am using for just some really tiny gold splatters. And then I decided to get one that's a little bit bigger to go with a few larger splatters as well. And once I'm happy with that, I will let it dry for a moment before I add the Frappuccino on. So obviously I edited some of that drying time out, and now I'm sticking that frap onto the front, and I think this turned out really cute. So here is the finished card. Oh Frap, I missed your birthday. With some nice gold sparkles on there, and then inside, Happy Belated Birthday. And this is going to go out to a dear friend and pen pal. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for any likes and any comments, and have a wonderful, peaceful day.